Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 4, numero cuatro of my Colorado Rockies Out of the Park Baseball 16 series. And today we are ready to get into the midseason episode for 2016, year number 2. First things first, I hopefully have fixed the issue where some of the side gets cut off in the video. I think it was an issue with my just like inputting it in an iMovie and the frame size is being a bit different, so hopefully I fixed that. No one had really called me out on that or anything, but it had actually kind of been bothering me more so than it had really been bothering anyone else. So anyway, hopefully that is resolved. But anyway, we are we are 26 and 24, 50 games into the season, and we can take a look at how the team has done. I think we are in second or third place right now. Actually, we're in fourth place. Okay, so we've dropped a little bit here, but anyway, we are actually playing a little bit above expectations, I would say. Our Pythagorean win-loss is 27 and 23, so just a game better. But really, we have hit the ball really, really well. We've had good offensive performances from a lot of our regulars. Even guys like Christian Vasquez, who are sort of known to be more defensive players, he's still OPSing at 740. Yolan Searcy has been a little bit better this year. I still don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's been better than it was last year. Plus, he's getting a little bit better acclimated at playing shortstop. Our first base platoon has been playing pretty well so far. Chris Carter, I actually forgot to put him in the starting lineup against lefties, so he only has 7 starts, but he's still playing pretty well. And Lonnie Chisenhall has been playing really well. He's OPSing 881. Nolan Arenado is having a really good year again. Jose Miguel Fernandez, same thing for him. Corey Dickerson's having another really good year, as is Kyle Parker. Charlie Blackman's still playing center field right now. I would have called up David Dahl, but he got hurt. So once he gets healthy, we will call him back up. But we also have Joey Gallo on the DL. He was playing really, really well until he got hurt. 38 games in. He was OPSing 888. He had 10 homers and all that good stuff. So he's still on pace to have a really, really good year. And he's also turning into a really good defensive right fielder, which is nice to see. He does have a cannon for an arm, so that helps. And we still have Keone Kayla on the DL still. We made a couple pickups. I think we claimed Jordan Walden off of waivers, so he has not been great for us so far, but we're going to trust that he can turn it around. I think he has a team option for next year, which we can buy out with no fee or anything. So, and other than that, I think that's the only pickup we really made. Our rotation's still been pretty bad, so if we do decide to be buyers at the deadline, which I still kind of think is unlikely, but if we do decide to, it'll definitely be we'll definitely be looking for a starter. Although our rotation's FIPS have been a bit better than our ERAs, as you can see, Bettis, Butler, and Lyles all have FIPS under 4, so it's not quite as bad as it looks, but still it has been pretty unimpressive from our rotation so far. Anyway, we have the first year player to have to get to, so we're going to go right into that. We have the number 7 overall pick, so we did end up losing the tiebreaker or whatever it was to the Mets and Marlins, if you remember from last episode, or maybe it was 2 episodes, I guess it was last episode. So we have the 7th overall pick, and we will see who we can get at number 7. This does not, this is just pitchers. Alright, so we'll go to all players here. Hopefully we can get someone pretty darn good. And so if you remember correctly, Bobby Schmidt, or not Bobby Schmidt, whatever, I forget what his first name is, but he was very, very good at scouting amateurs, so we're probably going to trust him a lot this draft. I already recognize a couple of these names, Thomas Dillard, Dominic Fuscalina, just a couple of prospects I didn't know off the top of my head. But let's go to the next pick by Colorado, see who's still available. I know Dillard. Oh, Dillard actually is still available. Okay, so we definitely have options then. All right, I thought Dillard was going to go number 1 overall, quite frankly. But so Dillard and Fuscalina are still available, which is really nice. And I'm already leaning towards taking Dillard, just because we still could use a catcher for the future. And we don't have any compensation round picks, so our next pick's not going to be till the 2nd round. But I'm kind of curious who did get picked. Jeremy Martinez, Austin Bergner, Brendan Lund. All right, so this guy our head scout liked a lot. Brendan Lund. Dalton Griffin, I know he's pretty good. Anthony Molina, Connor Cannon. All right, so hopefully we'll. I'm thinking about taking Dillard, although I know he has a high demand, but we have a ton of budget room, so I'm not really actually too concerned about his high demand. So because of that, we're going to go with Thomas Dillard then. Hopefully he can turn into our catcher of the future. He's got good home run power. Hopefully he can develop some good on base skills and stuff like that. He's durable. And he's coming out of high school, so he will be a couple of years before he hits the big league club. But there aren't any really good college players, it looks like, here. So, all right, we're going to take Thomas Dillard. And, yeah, I'm going to go with him over Fuscalina because I remember the last time I did an OOTP series he was in, he really just turned into, like, a defensive infielder and wasn't actually that good. So, all right, we'll go with Thomas Dillard with the number 7 overall pick. And let's see who falls to the second round. All right, so Foscalina is still available, but we also have plenty of other good players here too. Daniel Series. And let's take a look at who else. So Foscalino, we think could turn into a good on-base man. Mason Template. Ooh, William Wallace. This guy looks like he's pretty good. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of him. Good defensive player too. Carter Keybomb also looks like he's pretty good. Pilkington. Alright, so I think I'm going to take either Carter or William Wallace. The question is who. So usually guys with high demands will fall farther, but it looks like they're both just demanding slots. So do we want a center fielder or a third baseman? Well, I mean, if we are going to consider need here, I would say we could use a center fielder more than a third baseman because we already have Nolan Arenado, and we think we're going to be able to re-sign him. Whereas center field, this guy can also play second base and third base too, so he's got a bit more positional versatility. But I don't know. It doesn't look like he's ever really going to hit for a high average because he's not going to avoid striking out, and he's not going to be able to put bat on ball very often, it looks like. So, I don't know. This is a tough choice. Wallace is 17. Carter is 18. I think I'm going to pass on Foscalina, even though he will turn into a pretty good defensive player. If he falls to the third round, I might take him. His signability is impossible, too, so we'd have to give him a really high bonus. Carter Keybomb. I think Keybomb is probably the safer bet, but I'd say William Wallace has the higher ceiling. So I think we're going to go with Wallace. I doubt Keyboom, whatever, is going to fall to the third round, but we'll see. So you get William Wallace. Oh, no, he's still there, as is Foscalina. All right, so we'll take Keyboom then with our third round pick. And then if Foscalina falls to the fourth round, I might look at him then. Ooh, yes, he is falling quickly. So, yeah, he's probably the type of guy who's likely to decline whatever we offer him and then go to college and come back in the draft in the following years. But we could still take a chance on drafting him. We also have some other names here, like Mason Template is available, as is Will Benson, Matthew Cole. See if we... Ooh, this guy's got some nice attributes. Some good potential ratings, I should say. Cody Roberts. Alright, I think I'm going to go with... And we are looking at all players here. We drafted so many pitchers last time around that I'm not too concerned about grabbing just like all batters here. But I think I'm going to go with Mason Template because I do like his ratings a lot. I think he could be a pretty good player. And then I would say if Foscalina falls to the fifth round, we'll probably take him. Because we do have the budget to offer him a good chunk of money. Nope, alright, he got picked. That's alright. So now we're in the fifth round. Could go with one of these guys who has a high demand. Because usually that means they're a little bit better than maybe others who aren't demanding so much. But, I don't know, Max Guzman. He's got good ratings. Yeah, I don't know. I might just let our scouting director draft the rest of this because oftentimes our head scout can pick out, or our the auto draft or whatever can pick out better players than I can, quite frankly. The question is, do we want to go after Max Benson? I don't think we do. No. There's one of these guys that I liked, though. Who was it? I think it might have been Ellington. Nope. Oh, maybe it was Grenfeld. Yeah. All right, so we'll take Aaron Greenfield, excuse me. And then we're going to simulate the rest of the draft. After that, I also have to sneeze here in a moment. Okay. Excuse me. All right, draft and meet demand. And then we will just auto-draft the rest of this. Let our head scout pick them out for us. But, yeah, that should be a pretty successful draft. Excuse me. I had to get a sip of water. But, yeah, hopefully it will be. Because drafting is muy importante in this game. And really in any, really in any sport, but especially in, I mean, like, you know, if you're like an NBA team, you can get away with being a pretty poor drafting team. But in baseball, it's pretty important when you're running on like a low budget kind of thing and you want to be able to draft and develop cheap, controllable players. But, all right, anyway, so let's negotiate with all our draftees. Yep, those guys got offers. Question is, do we want to make offers to these guys, Prendies? And okay, so we'll make offers to. Oh, this guy could be a good reliever, but well, I guess we'll make offers to all these guys. I mean, we have the money to do it, so why the heck not? Offer them 4 or 5. So with the guys that are impossible, you have to offer way more than their demands to actually get them. But because we have so much room in our budget, I say why not? We'll offer this guy 4 or 5. Hopefully they take those. All right, and then I guess the next time I will cut back in is when we hit the international amateur free agent signings period or whatever signing period starts. All right, so we will be back. All right, so we're at July 2nd, which means it is time to start the international amateur free agent signing period or whatever. I don't even know what the technical name is, but wow, there is no one that our head scout likes. Nice. All right, so we are not going to go. Oh, wow, there isn't even anyone really demanding. This is a horrible class. Jesus. All right, well, we're just going to offer modest contracts then to a bunch of these guys. We're not going to go over the $3 million again so that we can have money next year to spend. I don't even think we could go over the $3 million even if we signed all these guys who have any kind of potential. But yep, so we are currently 34 and 40, so we've kind of fallen out of it a little bit in the last couple of weeks ever since the draft, as we are now 9.5 games back of the division, which means that we are likely headed towards being sellers again at the deadline, but that is quite all right. I honestly did not really expect anything else, especially this season, so I'm not really too worried. Plus, I don't really know if we have a ton of pieces to sell, quite frankly. Like, I'll look down my roster and see what kind of pieces we could offer in trades, but there is one kind of move I have in particular that I might want to look at, but I'll worry about that more when we get to the deadline. For now, I'm just going to continue simulating, and I actually will not cut away this time because I kind of realize this might not be the longest episode in the world, so might as well throw in some simulation so we can check the waiver wire. So I can kind of just show you guys what I do when I simulate. I always look at the waiver wire, and you can see there are actually some pretty quality players. Aramis Ramirez, who, even though he said he's going to retire in real life after this season, current season 2015, is still here. And Hanley Ramirez is also on waivers, but he is also pretty horrible, as you can see. And he's also making $22 million a year, so we really don't want any part of that. Torrey Hunter, we don't need another outfielder, even though he comes cheap. But yeah, so we'll keep our eye on the waiver wire as we continue simulating here. We got a 3-game set against the Dodgers. I think we just got swept. Let's see, we got all those guys to sign. Nice. Let's look at a trade proposal. I turned my notifications, like if I'm simulating, it won't bother me if I get a trade proposal, because the trade proposals in this game are another one of my few complaints about it. It's pretty bad. Like, you really don't get any good trade proposals ever. They're always just like your top prospect for some star-and-a-half backup infielder. But anyway, let's double check to make sure we have all of our draft picks signed. Yep, we do. Good. So we don't have to worry about this draft pick signing deadline. We're playing a 3-game set against San Diego. Looks like we took 2 or 3 there. Now we got 3 games against Arizona. Lose the first one. Drop the second one. Oh, we have a 4-game set, actually. Okay, we took the 3rd game at least. Midseason goals expiring contract. Okay, so hitting coach. I would say we should probably keep our hitting coach around. We have been pretty effective with our, or a lot of our guys have developed pretty nicely so far. And our bench coach, Tony Runnels, we'll maybe bring him back for like 2 years. He's definitely not our long-term bench coach, but yeah, we'll give him a 2-year extension and then probably look to replace him after that contract is up. But we'll keep Blake Doyle for sure. Let's get him for 3 years because we've had a lot of success with him as our hitting coach so far. Anyway, I got an update from our bench coach around the time of the draft that our team chemistry was running well, so we don't have any bad eggs or anything on the team that we have to worry about. And there we go, Tom Runnels is staying on as our bench coach for the next 2 years. Keone Kayla is ready to come back. Who do we want to send down? Let's see. Our bullpen is really our entire pitching staff is just like being pretty bad. But all right, we could DFA John Axford. Yeah, maybe we will. If he gets claimed, then I'm not really gonna be too upset. But I might end up just having to release him. But I'd rather give his spot to Kayla anyway. As Kayla is younger and is much more likely to be a part of our future. But we do have the All-Star game coming up here soon. Ooh, Pedro Alvarez is on waivers. He was actually on waivers at the beginning of the year, and I had a chance to claim him, but passed on him because we don't really need another first baseman. Considering we already have 3 pretty solid ones. Chris Heisey's on Waivers. Ooh, did someone claim Axford? Nope. Boone Logan wants an extension. Well, it's good that at least he wants an extension. Maybe we could think about giving it to him, but we'll see. One thing actually, okay, so this is going to cut out here. Whenever they announce the All-Star teams, it's going to do this whole, like, 5-minute screen or whatever where it has to create cards for all the players. So I will cut out here and be right back. Alright, so the All-Star teams got announced. We lost to Atlanta again. And let's see who our All-Star or All-Stars are. Colorado. Alright, so Nolan Arenado makes it for the second straight year. Corey Dickerson makes it. That's nice. He's having a really good year. Joey Gallo also makes it. So we got a couple All-Stars, which is nice to see at least. Despite our season sort of going down the tube, at least we are having some good individual performances. And look at that, Matt Barnes representing the AL as a starting pitcher. That is pretty cool. He actually usually pans out pretty nicely in this game. Even in last year's game, Matt Barnes always seemed to become a pretty good pitcher for whatever team he ended up on. But anyway, so cool. Let's keep going here. Keep simulating along. We are almost to the trade deadline. Oh, there we go. We beat Atlanta. We scored 7 runs in the 14th inning. That's not too shabby. And just out of curiosity, let's see who won the All-Star game. Looks like the NL wins. Yes, they did. Cool. Sorry, is my phone going off? Anyway, alright, so let's keep going. We got 3 games against San Francisco. Oh, John Axford. Oh, yeah, so we'll just release him. He was not under contract past this year anyway, so that is not a big deal. And I figured if no one claimed him on waivers, no one would want him in any type of trade, so why bother? And we get swept by San Francisco. Now we have Philly. And we are on quite the slide, although we pick up a game there. Lose 2 or 3 to Philly. Alright, we'll do this Milwaukee series, then we will scour the trade market, see what is going on. One more. Alright, so we actually have one more game against Milwaukee still. But anyway, so yeah, I would definitely say we are sellers at this point. We have fallen out of the race. We are 11.5 back of the division, and we're probably 9.5 back of the second wild card. So, alright, I don't really have any ambitions. We're currently the 3rd worst team in the NL, so I don't really have any ambitions of turning this season around. The question is, do we have any pieces that other teams might want? Chris Carter could be one, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Let's see. I mean, we're gonna keep. Well, not Arenado. We're going to keep Jose Miguel Fernandez, because we still have a lot of team control over him, and he's turning into a really good ball player. So hold on to him. Hold on to Vasquez, Chisnall. Oh, yeah, we also called up Tom J. Murphy. I have him playing every 3rd game. He's been all right. He had higher potential before. Looks like it's dropped a little bit, but he could still turn into a pretty decent catcher. And he's a righty along with Vasquez, so there isn't really any room for a platoon there. Alright, so the only thing... Oh, geez, I keep forgetting to call up David Dahl. Alright, well, that is one thing we definitely want to do. So we could... What should we do with Charlie Blackmon is the question. I guess we could DFA Corey Vaughn and keep Blackmon. Although Vaughn seems to be pretty nice in our clubhouse. So the only thing actually I think about doing is moving either Kyle Parker or Corey Dickerson. And I think it would have to be Kyle Parker, just because Gallo is kind of establishing himself as our right fielder of the future, I think. Just because he's playing there really effectively. I don't think, I think for now at least, we're pretty set with Chisenhall and Arenado. And I think, Chisenhall could even play every day if we wanted him to. I don't really need a platoon partner for him. So, I think we're pretty set there. He's also turning into a pretty good defensive first baseman, which is nice. So, if we want a corner outfield spot for Gallo, he's clearly settled into right field pretty nicely. And that just leaves left field. And Corey Dickerson is turning into a really good player as well. So I kind of think we're set at the corners. So we could try and trade Kyle Parker for, a good young pitcher, a good young position player, maybe like a middle infielder or something along those lines. And then we can use his roster spot to call up David Dahl. As for pitching, we don't have any of these guys we want to sell off. So we could try and flip Sean Marshall. Yeah, this is his last year. So, all right, we can look to see if we can get anything for him, although I kind of doubt it. Same thing with Boone Logan. It's his last year as well. So if anyone actually wants these guys, that would be fine by me. I don't think we're going to find anything for Jordan Walden, although he's actually starting to improve, which is pretty nice. All right, so Marshall, Logan, and first let's do Kyle Parker, though, because this is kind of the one that intrigues me the most. He's 26 years old, and he's played pretty well for us. You know, he's actually playing really well for us this year. So, you know, hopefully we can get good value for him. But I do think that this game uses Colorado, uses the ballpark effects or whatever, because I think that's pretty clear. A lot of our hitters are doing really well, and not a lot of our pitchers are doing well. And I don't think that's just because of, you know, like the roster talent. I think a lot of that has to do with playing at Coors. So, you know, Parker's playing really well, but it could be partially inflated at the very least. So we'll see what kind of offers we get for him. Could also go out and try and find a manual trade, maybe get an arm from someone. All right, so actually we have some really good trade offers here. Joe Panik, the young second baseman for the San Francisco Giants. That'd be a really good pickup. I think he could be our shortstop for the future. Matt Moore, he's locked up on a really good contract. I know that. He's got 3 more years after this. I saw Garrett Richards in there. He is not locked up, but he's not really pitching that well either. So I don't know. We could get a guy like Richards, but the thing I like about Panik is he only has he's only occurred 2 years of service time up to this point. So, and I don't think he's gonna hit his 3rd this season. So I actually think we would have him for another 4 years or whatever past this year. Yeah, I guess we would. So yeah, I kind of like getting Joe Panik for him over a guy like Richards or Matt Moore, but I'll probably go explore some manual trades with him. The question is, can we get anything for Boone Logan or Sean Marshall? Yeah, they both pitched okay this year. I think Marshall's been a bit better than Logan, but we'll see if we can get anything. I mean, it's worth a shot. If not, we just lose them for nothing in the offseason. It's not really a big deal. Like, both are free agent signings. It's not like they gave anything for them in the first place anyway, so... Anyway, I say that a lot in my videos, and I apologize if that annoys people. I know some people are very particular about the words I choose, and sometimes I say some stuff that is just really stupid. Like, I think in my setup video I said something about like the books on my desk being nonchalant, which is just like the complete wrong thing to say, but oftentimes I talk faster than I think, especially when I'm doing live commentaries like this. Yeah, nothing for Marshall. So you will have to bear with me on that, because I will often sound like a buffoon when I'm talking. So anyway, but yeah, let me know if you guys are enjoying this series so far. I am pretty excited. I like the way we've started to build our team. I really like getting Brady Aiken and Julio Urias, because those are 2 pitchers with really high ceilings. And I think that was a good way to approach our first season, was getting some good young pitching that will hopefully come up soon. And I really like the way our offense is going, so I think once some of that young pitching comes up is when we'll start to think about maybe making the playoffs and stuff, and maybe even adding a veteran arm of some sort, maybe through a trade or something like that. So we'll see. Anyway, let's see if these offers can be fielded or whatever. Come on. But anyway, also let me know if you guys are planning on buying OOTP. I would highly recommend it, of course. I play the crap out of this game, and no, OOTP does not pay me to tell people to buy the game. A lot of people think that, but I really just enjoy the crap out of this game and play it a lot, and because of that I've built up a relationship with some of the guys who work for the game company, and because of that that's why I was able to do certain things hopefully we'll be able to do certain things like live stream on their channel and such. But anyway, so all right, we really just have the Kyle Parker trade to look at. So the only thing I'm thinking is, let's go to a team like the Red Sox, who have some good young arms, who maybe we could poach one of them for like an Eduardo Rodriguez, for Kyle Parker. That would be pretty nice. Rodriguez turned into a pretty good pitcher in my actual Red Sox save. Charrington does not like that. Okay, no, they're really not giving up Eduardo. What about Brian Johnson? I think his potential is not very high in this game. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. He's not even on their AAA team anymore. Could get Henry Owens if we could try and do that, maybe. But I would not be opposed to just picking up Joe Panik. All right, what about a team like the Mets, who have a lot of good young arms? Kyle Parker for... Don't think we're going to know Syndergaard. What about Zach Wheeler? Probably not him either. Nope. Prospects. Actually, yeah, we'll do prospects. Why not? Good arms. Nathan Kirby. I think he was what was he, a first round draft pick, I want to say? Not in 2014, but 2015. Yeah, okay. It's I knew that name was familiar, but... All right, so I guess we'll just go with the Joe Panik trade, unless we want to. So let me think of the teams that offered. So the Cubs made an offer for him. So, I mean, they have a lot of good young players. Kyle Schwarber, we could maybe try and get him, although we did just draft a catcher. although that doesn't really matter, but Schwarber can play left field. Tyler Stevenson, we're not going to get him. Do they have any starters worth poaching here? Do not think so. Kyle Hendricks, he's turning into a 5-star pitcher. That's nice to see. Don't think we could get him. Nah. They have Mike Leake, John Lester. Alright, I know the Angels made an offer for him. Garrett Richards, so I don't know. We could get Richards, but I just feel like he's going to walk in a couple years anyway. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to re-sign him. Or I don't really know if I want to re-sign him and give him a huge chunk of change and then, have him be 32 by the time we really get good. So, only other team is the Giants I want to check out. They usually have some good young players. But, I don't know. I don't know if they really, I guess not. At least not currently, but, I'm not opposed to picking up Joe Panik. He's only 25. And we can slot him in at shortstop and replace Searcy, even though Searcy's been pretty good. Cole Tucker, second base prospect. I don't know if we could get him. Whoops. Might rather have Panik anyway. I like having the actual players that I recognize. Russ Tucker, I think, was... Oh, actually, no, this is a real guy. Never mind. All right, well, never heard of him, so... Too young. Too young for me to know, quite frankly. But I forget what the other team was that made an offer. Cubs. We'll check it one more time because I do want to make the right move here because... dang, we can't shop him around anymore. All right, so... I guess we'll go with Joe Panik then. And we can bump... I don't know. I mean, Searcy's been pretty good. And I don't think we're going to get anything for him if we try to trade him. But he's also only a 2-star player anyway, so, like, I don't really know how good he actually is. We can send Lee down, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't really have a problem giving up Yolan. Alright, so let's move... Alright, let's do the Joe Panik trade. And I definitely want to keep Dickerson over him because even though Dickerson's a year older, he also has better ratings and has a bit better track record. He's been really good the last couple of years. So, all right, so we're going to get Joe Panik. And let's see if we want anything else off their roster. No, not Petit. Petit has pretty good ratings in this game, though. Yeah, no, we don't really want him anyway. Alright, so for the second straight episode, the live commentary got cut out at the end, and I don't know why, but luckily, once again, not much else happened in this video, so there isn't really much for me to explain in little post the recording, editing here or whatever, but yeah, so we end up pulling off this Kyle Parker for a Joe Panik trade, and hopefully Joe Panik can be a middle infielder for the future for us. I'm not sure why San Francisco was so eager to get rid of him, although actually I see a couple middle infield prospects as some of their top prospects, so I guess that kind of makes sense. They still have Brendan Crawford, who's also having a really good year in real life this year, but yeah, anyway, the rest of this video is just me, fixing up the roster now, so we send down, I forget already, Hak-Ju Lee, he was our backup infielder before this trade, and then we put Searcy on the bench and add Joe Panik to the starting lineup, and then I think I show off some of how our top prospects are doing, but I don't really feel like commentating over all that, so I'm just going to cut out here and put some music in the background. There's only like a minute or two left in this video anyway, so it's not really too big of a deal. So, alright, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.
All of a sudden I've been feeling so lonely, and I just don't know why. Could it be all of these phonies telling me all these lies? Maybe it is all my ex-girls saying that I wasn't shit, and all those times that it felt real, they was all counterfeit. What if I had a second chance and I could just go back? Man, I do it all again and again. Regrets not even in my vocab, cause I'm living every second like this one could be my last. Never fall a victim to the cash or the glass. Live it up, when you die then give it up. If there's anything I've learned, it's I can never get enough. Boy, I'm greedy, so greedy, it's time that you believe me. The avarice can get me on your TV and your CD, I'm a maverick. Thanks for all your topics, I ain't having it. Heard of all your talking, but I'm sick of all that blabbering. I had to win, won't settle till I get that gold medal. My feet are gone to red from stepping on these rose petals. And these people talking like we foreigners, making hits easy like girls up at them street corners. I'll be walking on clouds when you see me, and you're never gonna bring me down, cause we've all made mistakes and you're easy to replace. So look who's laughing now. Tell me how to live, tell me how to separate myself from other kids. And if I write rhymes, will that make me popular? Then I might rise, rated a thermometer. I was born with competitive nature. If you said you got a dozen, then I say I'm the baker. I am earthquaker, Mr. Shift the Platers. Always hate to wait or hear the words later. Later, elevator. Yeah, I've had my ups and downs. What I did before the present, that means nothing now. They told me dumb it down, say what they wanna hear, but that's what every other up-and-comer did last year. And if that means we'll be flying all by ourselves, then man, keep your wings, I can glide minus your help. I'll be fine, do it in my own. All I need is my heartbeat to be that metronome. Cause we have the music you've been looking for, and we are the reason you don't look no more. Man, I'm moonwalking on clouds. Look me at my dude, how much you talk about now? You say that we just make the rhythms for the mainstream. I agree, but I target it for the brain stream.